Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us in the world. Welcome to this week's episode of Football Worldwide, where I am going to do a quick recap of the midweek fixtures in the English Premier League. Yes, you heard that right. There was a midweek fixture for most clubs, with the Arsenal-Manchester City game postponed due to Arsenal partaking in the Europa League fixture against PSV Eindhoven. So let's get straight into it. As we kicked off the round, it was a goalless draw against Brighton and Nottingham Forest. Brighton were strong favourites going into the game and absolutely had domination over Nottingham, who just kept themselves in the game. It was 70% possession to Brighton with 19 shots to 3, but none of them made their way into the back of the net, and the game ended in a 0-0 draw. Then we travelled to Crystal Palace, where they hosted the Wolves in what was a exciting fixture. The Wolves took an early lead through Traore in the 31st minute and went into halftime 1-0 leaders. And then this then proceeded for Crystal to hit back through Eze and Zaha to score in the second half, giving them the 2-1 lead. That moved Crystal into 11th spot and kept Wolverhampton in the relegation zone on equal 9 points with Aston Villa and Leeds. As we move forward, Bournemouth hosted Southampton, and it was a 9th-minute goal to Adams, which gave them the win. And it was a great contest as both teams are going into this match day. Bournemouth were 1 point behind Southampton. Now they're 2 points ahead. They've moved up to 12th place, with Southampton remaining in 13th. Something like that. One of the most entertaining fixtures of the week was Brentford, who hosted Chelsea. And Chelsea have had a great run of games as of late, but Brentford managed to hold them at a 0-0 draw at home, which is fantastic. Brentford have had some great results this season, most notably that massive thumping where they're up 4-0 against Manchester United by half time. As we look into this fixture, Chelsea had the most chances, but Brentford had the better chances. They just failed to convert those chances. And there was 66% possession to Chelsea, which was great, but they couldn't do anything with it. So that's what happens. Conor Gallagher did pick up an injury in this game, and news did come out of Chelsea that Kante will be missing the World Cup due to injury as well, which is not in his best interest. He was hoping to go back-to-back with this French team. The draw puts Chelsea into the Champions League spots on 20 points, where Brentford are hovering nicely mid-table in 10th on 14 points. Liverpool hosted West Ham, and everyone wanted to know if they could back it up after their 1-0 win over Manchester City. As you can see, I'm not wearing my Manchester City jersey today. Darwin Núñez got on the score sheet in the 22nd minute, but the talk was the Jared Bowen penalty, which was missed. Also, speculation coming out that there was an issue with Saad Benrahma when he did come on as a substitute. He removed his shin pads, which is part of the compulsory equipment, which must be utilized throughout an entire fixture. So we'll see if anything comes of that. But surprisingly, man of the match was given to Alisson Becker because he kept West Ham at bay. He kept Liverpool in the game. But it was Liverpool. Are they making a resurgence come mid-season? They've moved into seventh place on the table. They do still have this game in hand that was missed due to all the Queen funeral issues, but they're in 7th place on 16 points, whereas West Ham are in 13th place on 11 points. Newcastle are thundering as they hosted Everton. They won through an Almiron goal, 1-0. It is just the Newcastle show. Since these new owners have come in, they have done wonders. And Newcastle currently sit sixth spot, 1 point behind Manchester United, 2 points ahead of Liverpool. They're vying that Europa League spot. Anything is possible with this Newcastle squad. So let's keep an eye on them. What was game of the match day? Manchester United hosting Tottenham. And the biggest story isn't even the result, but Fred got the hosts in the lead after half time, and Bruno Fernandes converted as well, making it 2-0. They were too strong for contest. Tottenham, who just did not have any of the answers to the questions that we're asking. But one of the questions manager and Tag was asking after the fixture is, what is going on with Ronaldo, and why did he storm off out of the stadium prior to the end of the fixture? As quite a childish act, and it has since been revealed that he, as a result, has been left out of the squad, which will be facing Chelsea come this weekend. So very big repercussions in what is a very big game. Manchester United have moved into that Europa League spot in fifth, 1 point behind a Champions League spot, which Chelsea currently holds. So that game in the weekend is probably the one to watch. While Tottenham remain on equal second on points, on 23 in third place due to goal difference. This morning, Fulham then destroyed Aston Villa 3-0 with goals coming from Reid, Mitrovic and Mings. But Fulham have now put themselves into a beautiful ninth spot on 15 points, equal with Brighton, who's in eighth. Aston Villa 17th, but equal with the Wolves and Leeds, who are in the relegation zone. The Wolves are, and Leeds, who are just above them. But the biggest news out is Stevie G is no longer a Premier League manager after this morning's result here in Sydney. Was last night everywhere else in the world. Leicester back in winning form. Kosh and Barnes getting on the score sheet by halftime, giving them that 2-0 win over Leeds. But that now means they are no longer bottom of the table. They're 1 point out of the relegation zone, so anything is possible with them. Leicester really are abysmal, but they do play relegation contenders with them, Wolves on the weekend, so it'll be very interesting to see where that goes. I'll do a quick run through of the table. Arsenal in first on 27 points, Manchester City and Tottenham on 23, with Chelsea rounding out the Champions League spots on 20 points. 19 points for Manchester United, 18 for Newcastle, and 16 for Liverpool. If you go to the bottom of the table, Nottingham Forest, after that massive transfer window, are sitting on 6 points in last place. Leicester, as mentioned, moved up off the bottom of the table into 19th on 8 points. Then we have Wolves, Aston Villa, and Leeds all on 9 points, with Everton on 10. So both at the top of the table and the bottom of the table. It is heading up. Guys, let us know. I'm going to throw a question to you in this quick Premier League rundown. What do you think of Arsenal? Are they the elephants at the top of the tree? You don't know how they got there, but you want to be there to see it when it does come down. Can they maintain this? Have they got the squad depth? Is everything going well for them? It has been an honor to bring this to you guys. So stay tuned and see us for more Football Worldwide content. And we will be bringing you exclusive and non-stop coverage throughout the Qatar World Cup. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.